Hi folks, Nick here from the Main Street Talk podcast. Are you thinking about your next Disney vacation? I can help you plan that vacation at no extra cost to you. As a travel genie at Genie Travel Company, I keep an eye out for the latest and best Disney promotions and then apply them so you get the most value for your vacation. Contact me at nick.garcia@genietravelco.com. And if you enjoy our podcast, please give us a rating in your player. Enjoy this week's show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Main Street Talk podcast, your go-to podcast for all things Walt Disney World related, all the news and the updates and tips and tricks. I'm your host, Nick, and as always with me is Joni.
Hello, everyone.
So we've officially entered Halloween season in Disney. I mean, why not? It's early August.
Yeah, and it's super hot outside.
Nothing
so why
says
not?
Halloween like the early August heat.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that and some other things, but we have a lot to get to. So I think we're going to get right into this.
Okay.
We're going to start out with the Halloween party. You know, speaking of Halloween party, I have a request from our listeners.
Okay.
If anybody is going to the Not So Scary Halloween party, if you would do me a huge favor, if you wanted to, pick me up a map and send it to me. And I'm being totally serious. I want one of this year's maps. If you do that, you can email me, nick@mainstreettalkpod.com. Message me on Facebook, however you want to get in contact with me. I will, in turn, send you a growth chart poster. So,
that's nice.
Yeah. So
because we're not going to be there this year for the Halloween party. We're going Christmas time. So
right. And I saw the map, and I really want a map. So I'm being totally serious.
For sure. Okay.
Pick me up one, send it to me, and I will send you a poster. Like I said, just contact me through email or Facebook or my travel email, either any way. Just get a hold of me.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of
moving along, we know you want your map. Let's go though.
Speaking of the Not So Scary Halloween party, you got some things that were new this year. A couple things that I read about. The first up was the Tomorrowland's Rocket Tower Plaza stage now has a Masquerade with Stitch party. Stitch gets into Leo's costume trunk, and every accessory he tries on flips the whole dance party into a new theme.
Huh. Cute.
And over in Adventureland, Captain Jack Sparrow has a new offering called Captain Jack's Buccaneer Bash at the stage across from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. He's recruiting crew members straight out of the crowd for some swordplay lessons, and later shows bring in Captain Barbossa also. This runs several times a night from 7 p.m. to midnight, so you got plenty of chances for that. And Max Goof's Powerline Dance Party is no longer a roaming pre-parade moment on Main Street. It is now a stage show that pops up at different spots around the park, including Adventureland and Cosmic Rays in Tomorrowland. And we have a couple new popcorn buckets at the Halloween parties this year. First one, we have a Hatbox Ghost bucket, and we also have a Headless Horseman bucket. If those two are on your bucket list,
pun intended,
get there early because you know how the popcorn bucket lines go. That's the highlights I had from the Not So Scary. So let's get into regular Magic Kingdom news. Well, I guess this is still kind of Halloween, but August 21st Halloween party has now sold out, making the party completely sold out for the first 3 weeks. Now, in those 3 weeks, it's only 5 parties, but still, 3 weeks, 5 parties, the first 5 all sold out. And a light-up Vampire Mickey Mouse bucket has arrived at Walt Disney World. It's available at all 4 parks at select carts. And less than 2 months after serving its final guest, Westward Ho has been completely demolished in Frontierland at Magic Kingdom. The Haunted Mansion exterior refurbishment is almost complete at Magic Kingdom. And we also have Light Up Winnie the Pooh Honeybee Sipper has arrived at Magic Kingdom as well. And it's available at select quick service locations at all 4 theme parks, actually.
Yeah, and those lines can get pretty long too, so.
Yeah. But but this says that they're just a quick service, so it's not like a specialty, you know what I mean? So, I would ask a cast member there. Yeah. I wouldn't, I don't have any specific spots, but ask a cast member. Over to Hollywood Studios, Vacation Fun, an original animated short with Mickey and Minnie at the Mickey Shorts Theater will be temporarily closed August 9th and is planned to reopen later this year. Not a lot of information on that. They did not release a time frame of anywhere near when they're going to reopen. And Walt Disney World filed a construction permit for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now the way the permit was filed, it's probably just some maintenance work, nothing major going on there. And there's new scaffolding on the front of the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Hollywood Studios as crews begin a repainting project. And Disney has restarted the Monstropolis entrance columns after scrapping earlier construction. So they built something, must not have liked it, tore it down, and they're rebuilding. Over at Animal Kingdom, the extension to the Disney Animal Kingdom bus depot is now complete. Crews started working on this addition in late 2025. That is all I have for park news. I'm going to go on to resorts, and I had this to talk about last week, and it slipped through somewhere, but I'm going to talk about it this week. This was news announced a couple weeks ago, and it's coming up quick, and it's pretty big news. And this is for our beloved Kidani Village. Kidani Village is going to have refurbishments in the lobbies this fall, starting August 17th. The main lobby and entrance closes August 17th through October 9th, with check-in moving to the Palace Library. The gift shop, Johari Treasures, closes August 17th through the 28th. Then the North Lobby corridor closes September 28th through October 9th, taking out the elevators and observation deck. And the South corridor closes October 26th through November 6th, affecting Community Hall, the laundry room, restrooms, and the Palace Library and the arcade.
So if you're there, you're already experiencing some of these.
August 17th it starts. But
I thought you said August 6th.
No, August 17th. But they had started sending emails out just a couple weeks ago. So just be mindful. That's just a Kidani. That's not a Jumbo. So, and also for the boardwalk in N Villas, the Village Green Courtyard is closing for refurbishment from August 10th through September 4th. Recreation activities normally held there, like Movie Under the Stars, yoga, and crafts, are relocating elsewhere on property. And also for resorts, Disney has filed a permit and has been approved for expanded the Grand Floridian Resort parking. On to miscellaneous. We're going to start with CEO Josh D'Amaro laid out how Imagineering is using the new Jarvis, Jervis, AI tool. It's given Imagineers access to 70 years of digitalized institutional knowledge, and the company's also using AI-powered digital twins to design stress-free new attractions. And Hallmark is bringing a limited-time pop-up store to Disney Springs to support its first-ever Walt Disney World movie, Holiday Ever After, A Disney World Wish Come True. And that movie, they have announced a release date for that on the Hallmark Channel. It will be Saturday, November 28th, and it starts streaming on Hallmark Plus the next day. And of course, Disney had their earnings call last week. Disney posted a strong fiscal third quarter, operating income up 21% to $5.6 billion, with theme park attendance, Toy Story 5, and streaming all pulling their weight. Also in that earnings call, Disney and TikTok are launching a global partnership giving creators access to Disney IP, with that fan content eventually surfacing inside the Disney Plus app. And speaking of Disney Plus, Epcot's Spaceship Earth is getting the TV treatment. Disney Plus ordered a pilot from Welcome to Derry showrunner Jason Fuchs, envisioning a time-bending story about teens from Earth's past and future. And speaking of Disney Plus, The Devil Wears Prada 2 logged 15.2 million views in the first 5 days on Disney Plus and Hulu, Disney's biggest live-action streaming debut since Deadpool and Wolverine. And Spider-Man Brand New Day pulled in $355 million domestically and $927 million globally in its opening weekend. Now, that is all I have for news.
Okay, no cruise news?
No cruise news.
All right, well, you did have a mouthful there.
I did have a mouthful. You know, the Halloween party started and Disney earnings call started, was last week. So that's what I have for news. Let's go on over to, you know what? I have a new Who Disney character to do.
Oh, my word. Okay. Shoot.
Before we get on to Spotlight on Attraction,
Okay.
I'm going to give you, to remind everybody, I got 7 hints, hardest to easiest. If you know, just chime in.
Okay.
I'll give you a couple of seconds to answer. I'm the daughter of one of the most powerful rulers in my kingdom. My home is surrounded by towering walls, and for much of my life, I wasn't allowed to explore the world beyond them.
Frozen.
Nope.
No.
I once disguised myself as an ordinary citizen to experience life outside my royal responsibility.
Oh, that is, oh my gosh. Jasmine.
Ding, 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 ding. Jasmine, it is.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks.
I think you got that in 3 last week also.
I don't know. 3 or 4. I can't remember.
Yeah. All right. Now we can go on to Spotlight on Attraction.
All right. Okay, we are in the Canadian Pavilion over in World Showcase. We're going to start off by touching base with Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. So whether you're looking for coffee, cappuccino, cold brew, lattes, espressos, a spirited beverage, or a pastry, this Joffrey's location in the World Showcase has you covered. You can also indulge in the Flower and Garden Festival beverage offering. Joffrey's first debuted in Walt Disney World in 1995 with a test run at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon and officially became the resort's specialty coffee partner in 2012. So this is going to close it out for Joffrey's around Epcot. So I'm just going to go ahead and briefly list the 5 locations that are in the World Showcase and outside the World Showcase. So in the Epcot Park in its entirety. In World Discovery, there is a location near Guardians of the Galaxy. Located near the entry of the World Showcase, adjacent to Disney Traders, there is one within the Showcase Plaza. There is a kiosk situated along the promenade between the United Kingdom and the Canada Pavilion. There is another kiosk that can be found between the American Adventure Pavilion and Italy within the World Showcase. And the park entrance also has a Joffrey kiosk available that can greet visitors right as you're coming in the door. So there is that.
Okay.
The dining that we have over here in the Canada Pavilion is the Le Cellier Steakhouse, and you can descend into the cozy cellar of this Canadian chateau for exquisite steaks and seafood specialties under sweeping stone arches and flickering candle sconces. This signature a la carte steakhouse recalls the wine cellars of Grand Chateau-style hotels like Fairmont La Chateau Frontenac and Fairmont Chateau Laurier, along with other majestic hotels that sprang up along Canada's railroads from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. Come do lunch from 12 to 3:55 p.m. or dinner from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and you can begin your meal with tempting appetizers like Canadian cheddar cheese soup or a steakhouse wedge salad, then move on to one of the signature entrees, such as the filet mignon or one of the many butcher cuts. And for a sweet ending to any meal, save room for maple creme brulee or one of the other decadent desserts. For guests 21 years of age and over, you are able to complement your meal with a fine Canadian wine. Choose from the vintages displayed in glass and wood cases surrounding the restaurant's intimate interior. Traditional beer or specialty drinks are also available. When using the Disney dining plan for lunch or dinner at this location, it does count as 2 table service meals, so that will be redeemed from your plan for each person dining. Annual pass holders and Disney Visa card members receive 10% off. Please, though, see the pass holder discounts for additional details, terms, and conditions, and there are some restrictions that apply to that card holder usage. Over to do a little shopping, let's visit the Northwest Mercantile. And this is a place where you can shop for apparel and accessories, food, pins, themed toys, and plushies. You can pick up some unique souvenirs here that will remind you of Canada. One of the showings here in Canada is Canada Far and Wide in Circle Vision 360. This is a 12-minute film that showcases the diverse landscape and cultures of Canada through immersive 360 visuals. This attraction, which debuted on January 17, 2020, replaces the previous film titled Oh Canada and features narration by actors Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara. It is the 3rd film shown in the Canadian Pavilion since Epcot's opening. Lastly, we got a little bit more entertainment here. This is some live entertainment at the Canada Mill Stage. Discover fantastic live entertainment at the Canada Pavilion featuring renowned Canadian bands. The stage is located on the UK side of the Canada Pavilion, providing a scenic backdrop. You gather around the stage and hear the rockin' sounds of Way's multi-talented musicians hailing from Montreal. This Canadian boy band will be performing in Epcot from June 3rd to August 23rd of this year. And then coming in the next few months is Alec Richard and the Kitchen Party, which will start August 26th and run through September 20th. And Saroit will be performing September 23rd through October 18th. And then Cormier and Friends begin their showings October 21 through November 22. The stage's initial act at the October 1, 1982 opening was Caledonian Pipe Band. So going back a little ways. So that's been there, and they've, if you want to look up some history, who's been there, who's not.
Sure.
Anyway, so that there is going to close up the World Showcase for us. A lot going on in there. Definitely, if you like to experience all of the perks and all of the things, it can be a day trip.
Oh, it can be
just
a
for
whole
the
day.
World Showcase.
If you want to, if you really want to explore in there. So, yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Joni.
Yeah, you bet.
I just want to get some recognition for your work on the World Showcase. That was a ton of information you've covered in it. And
you ain't kidding.
I know that, our podcast is, we try to keep it around 30 minutes, but the preparation for the podcast is time consuming. I know you did a great job researching everything. And I know the listeners appreciate it, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
All right. On to this week in Disney history.
Okay.
We go back to August 9th, 1942. Walt Disney's fifth animated feature, Bambi, made its world premiere at the New Gallery Cinema in London before opening at New York's Radio City Music Hall on August 13th. Known for its breathtaking, impressionistic forest backgrounds inspired by artist Tyrus Wong, Bambi earned 3 Academy Award nominations and remains one of Disney's most beloved animated classics. August 12th, 1969. After years of development, delays following the 1964 World's Fair, and internal debates over whether a haunted house should look run-down or immaculate, the Haunted Mansion officially celebrated its grand opening at Disneyland's New Orleans Square on August 12th, although previews were available August 9th, but the official opening was August 12th. Guests lined up around the block to encounter Madame Leota, the hitchhiking ghost, in 999 Happy Haunts. August 15th, 1999, Disney Cruise Line expanded its fleet as the Disney Wonder set sail on her maiden voyage from Port Canaveral, Florida. Joining the Disney Magic, which had debuted the previous year, the Wonder helped establish Disney as a major player on the high seas with signature experiences like Triton's Restaurant and Broadway-style entertainment. August 15th, 2015, theme park history was rewritten at the D23 Expo in Anaheim. On August 15th, then CEO Bob Iger officially announced that Star Wars themed lands were coming to both Disneyland and the Walt Disney World Resort. Spanning roughly 14 acres each, the ambitious project promised Disney's most immersive themed lands ever created, allowing guests to step into the Star Wars galaxy. Those lands would ultimately open in 2019 as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And that is this week in Disney history.
All right, nice.
All right, let's go on to the movie of the week.
Oh, okay. My turn again. All right. So this movie this week, we enjoyed the 1959 Third Man on the Mountain. That is rated G. The release date of this film was November 10th, 1959. It is 105 minutes. The budget was $2 million. Box office only pulled $1.7 million in U.S. and Canada rentals. So it did perform poorly at the box office, obviously, with that little bit of failure there as far as meeting the budget.
Sure.
But I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I liked it a lot, actually.
This film is directed by Ken Anakin. It was written by Eleanor Griffin. It was produced by Bill Anderson and Walt Disney himself. Cinematography was by Harry Waxman and music by William Alwyn. It's based on James Ramsey Ullman's 1954 book titled Banner in the Sky, which is a story based on the first ascent of the Matterhorn that follows a young boy, Rudy Matt, who is determined to climb a mountain called what was it called? The Citadel?
Citadel or Citadel? No, Citadel. I think
Citadel,
you're right.
okay.
That's what it was in the movie, yeah.
The book earned a Newbery Honor in 1955 and then was later adapted into this film. So this takes place in a small town of Kurtal in the Swiss Alps. And mirroring the book, the adventure film is set in 1865 Switzerland. and is a story that follows Rudy Matt, a young Swiss kitchen boy whose father died trying to conquer the Citadel, an insurmountable mountainous peak. Despite his mother and uncle forbidding him from climbing, Rudy secretly trains and teams up with a famous British climber named Captain John Winter. Together with a local guide, they attempt to scale the treacherous mountain. In the climax, Rudy chooses to sacrifice his own dream of being the first to the summit to save a fellow climber's life. Though he is ultimately honored as the true hero and third man on the peak, the story emphasizes courage, determination, teamwork, and overcoming fear. There's no prequels or sequels to this film. There were no nominations or awards, but it did leave a lasting legacy since Walt Disney's deep fascination with Switzerland during the movie's production directly inspired him to build the famous Matterhorn Bobsleds attraction at Disneyland. I only have one piece of bonus information that this was largely filmed in Switzerland, especially around Zermatt and the Matterhorn. Interestingly, the production's spectacular Matterhorn footage was shot by professional climbers on the actual Matterhorn and surrounding Alps, as they were joined by a mountain photography unit rather than being entirely studio work. So there were literally some live, like some actual footage. Yeah. So I liked the movie.
I liked it.
Surprised it didn't do, at least break even.
Sure. No, I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That's what I got.
Okay. Thanks, Joni.
1959, Third Man on the Mountain.
Third Man on the Mountain. It was on Disney Plus, too, if you want to check that out. So if you have Disney Plus, it was on there. Mm-hmm. On to this week's tip or trick. My tip or trick this week is to, if you have a issue that you feel you need to call Disney for, not a big complicated issue that's going to, possibly you got to move a bunch of reservations or a lot of money is being moved around. But if you have, just a small to medium issue you need to contact Disney, you can chat right in the app instead of making the phone call. Sometimes you can be on hold for a while. Like I said, if you have a big complicated issue, I wouldn't use the chat. I would call.
Also wanna,
But for small, to medium issues, you just have a question about, check in or whatever it may be. Smaller issues, you just use the chat. And every time I've done it, like if they're not available, like right away, you keep your queue in line, and then when they pop up, it pops up on your phone. You got a new message. So that's my tip or trick.
Yeah, Nick more leans toward liking the chatting features that are available. I am more of old school. Like I like hard copies, and he likes everything electronic, and I've got everything in the file box, and I like the phone calls. I like the one-on-one, in case another question arises. I don't know. I just feel like it's more for me. So I think it's situational and
sure.
It's preference. It's personal preference.
It is preference. And like
both
you said,
ways will get you where you want to be.
Yeah. Like I said, don't put a big complicated issue in the chat because, you're just better off not. But like she said, she's old school. The filing cabinet. My filing cabinet is an inch by inch SD card that pops in and out of my computer. All my important stuff is
and
on
mine
there.
is very heavy.
So, but yeah, go ahead and use the chat feature. That's our tip or trick for smaller issues. And I forgot to mention earlier, I meant to during the news, D23 is next weekend, and I am going to be monitoring that. I'm going to try to stream it live. So hopefully next week we're going to have a lot of information. What I'm hoping to hear from D23 this year, this is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to hear some not concrete dates but some general hopeful we're going to try to have this open by XX date for Monstropolis. I would say Cars Land, but I think that would be pushing it. And Tropicals America and Monsters Inc. Land. That's what I'm hoping, that we get a ballpark when they hope to open those. But it's Disney. You never know. They keep their cards pretty close to their chest. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's show.
So that's actually the 14th through the 16th is the main.
Yep. D23.
And then, so we will, I don't know what time it's going to be over on Sunday, but hopefully we'll have all that information, and we'll record next Sunday to make sure we get in as much as we can.
I think the parks part of it is Saturday.
Okay.
I think. I'm going to have to double check the schedule, but I'm really hoping to have some news.
Okay.
On our next week's show.
We will let you know for those of you who are not able to watch it yourselves or.
Yep. I got to figure out how to stream it. First of all,
we'll get it.
I'll get it.
Put it on your SD card.
All right. That's going to do it for this week's show.
Okay.
The Facebook page is Main Street Talk. Facebook group is Disney World Tips and Tricks. Instagram is Main Street Talk Podcast. The website is mainstreettalkpod.com. All of our links live there. We are on YouTube, audio only, no video. Contact me for any travel, nick.garcia@unitravelco.com. And we are affiliates of the Magic Candle Company. The link is on our website, and use the code Main Street Talk at checkout for 15% off. And if you're going to that Halloween party and you want to receive a poster from me, send me a map. Get a hold of me. We'll get this done.
Thanks for being here with us, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We will be back next week. So we will talk to you real soon.
Bye, everyone.